Google Classroom just came out this past summer, so this is a pretty new tool, but it is extremely helpful, and it allows you to create a whole virtual classroom where you can assign different things, put a bunch of different resources in one place, and the students can access it, and it just makes things very much easier. So this is my classroom. Obviously I have a bunch of different classes. You would probably just have the one. And then when you click on them, it tells you how many students you have, tells you if there are any projects upcoming that are going to be due. And if we click into it, this gives you an idea of what it is you're able to do. So you can create an assignment. This is research that I had 4th grade do about an All About Me project. And it tells you right off the bat, I have 26 students, 23 of them finished the research, 3 of them are not done. If I click on these, I can see right away what students still owe me the research and what students are completely finished. When I click on that, I can grade directly in here. You can set the point value, or you can make it ungraded. I can give different private feedback to the students, and they automatically get their grade right within their classroom. So this is a really wonderful tool. The first thing that I can show you is the stream. Used correctly, the stream is a fabulous tool. This is your way of communicating with your class and for your students to communicate with one another. So while I can put out the assignment here and put in any of the resources that the students will need for the project, students can also talk to one another. And they can talk about anything. They can ask, like there are a lot of in this class asking, does anyone know the homework pages? And students will answer each other back. Is anyone on? This is where students can communicate with one another in case they're absent, if they missed class due to being out for an extracurricular, band, orchestra, enterprise, enrichment, reading, resource room, any of these things. If they missed your class, they're able to get the feedback from you or from one of your students. To do a new assignment, I'm just going to do one in here. Again, an announcement is just something that you can type in and share with your class. An assignment allows you to title the assignment. You can title it, you can describe it. This needs to get done for your final grade. You can set the due date going forward. You can even set a time that it's due by. And then you can start adding resources. You can upload a link, upload a file from your hard drive, attach an item from Google Drive. So if there are documents that you want to put in here, you can do that as well. If you click on, let's say, just put something in here. Say a Pathfinder that you want your students to do. You can add it. You can set whether or not the students can view the file, edit the single file, or make a copy for each student, and that gets pushed out directly to the students, and then they can edit their own individual copy. You can add a video, again YouTube, or if you have a URL link, you can do that. Or if you want to link to a website, you can type in or copy and paste the website link and add that there. And then you can assign it. Automatically, right off the bat, it gets assigned to all the students in your classroom, and then they have this on their classroom page that they can refer back to. An extremely helpful thing. To add students, you can either invite specific students, or you can have them type in the code and then they will join the class after the fact. So you can either invite or have your students join at once. And then you can set in that stream whether or not students can actually comment. So you can say that students can post and comment, students can only comment, or only the teacher can post or comment. You can disable certain students from commenting if they decide that they're going to be putting things in there that perhaps they shouldn't be putting in, having silly conversations. Something that I always point out to the students is everybody can see this, including myself, so they really need to keep it with where you're dealing only with school or classroom related comments. You can go in here, you can add a little something about the class or about yourself. Not exactly an important thing. If you go home, you click on this link. This is where you can either archive a class. Every year children move on and then you have a new class. You're still the same person, so you can archive any of the classes and have those. Nobody can access any of the documents. You can look at them, but obviously we're moving on from the previous year and moving on to the next year. You can have your settings. You can make sure that people can email you. You can change your account settings. You can add your classes up here by pressing the plus. You can either join a class or create a class. If you are a co-teacher, or if you were wanting to know what other teachers were doing within their classes, you would be able to join as a student in another class and be able to take a look and see what it is that the students are doing. And again, you can even assign things like BrainPop. I've assigned movies where students can watch the movies that I assign to them, take the quizzes, and then just click on the main title of the assignment and mark it as done. And then I know that they've watched the movie. So really there are just so many different options that you can do for this. Oh, one last thing. When students will click on their projects, as soon as they open a document that you've sent out to them, a Pathfinder, when you go in to Drive, right in your main drive, there's a folder that shows up as soon as you access a document that's been shared with you, or if you've shared any documents with anyone. It's called Classroom. Anything that you've pushed out to any of your students is going to wind up in here. And if I double click, everything that I've assigned to the students shows up here. And I can access all the documents either through Classroom, or I can go in here and take a look and see what it is that's been done so far. So that's a little overview of Classroom. Obviously there is so much more to talk about, but I figure with my limited time I just wanted to give you a little brief overview, and I hope it's been helpful.